What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another uniform review video. Alright, so this time we're going to be looking at Punisher's new uniform. So here we have Punisher's Marvel Legacy uniform. So let's go ahead and take a look at the uniform bonus here. Apply to self, decrease all damage received by 15%. So pretty much the same as Thor's, whichever was it wasn't his newest uniform, I already forgot which uniform it was, but anyway, his second newest uniform, he got the 15% damage reduction, which is pretty nice. So it's definitely going to help with his survivability, but as you can see, this new uniform here is going to be one of the premium uniforms, so it's going to cost you 1,050 crystals instead of the 750 rate, but that also correlates to having a higher max all attack and all defense, so he does get the premium boost right there for his stats. And as you can see, it is going to change all of his skills around. So all of his skills are getting changed. So let's go ahead and see if there's anything important here on them. So here we go on the Punish the Guilty skill. He now has a guard effect. So he guards for 8 hits for 4 seconds. So that's a little low. Only 4 seconds isn't really going to be too noticeable. Of course, it's going to help his survivability overall, but 4 seconds just isn't a very long time. And then his passive, decrease skill cooldown by 10%. I mean, if you're still working on your cards, of course, this is going to be really nice, but for the most part, that's pretty much a useless passive. And then over here, we don't have any kind of extra additional effects on those skills. So let's go ahead and jump into the skill preview here and see what the uniform is looking like. Alright, so let's go ahead and see this first skill. Alright, so that's pretty cool. He gets a little bit of lingering damage there. He shoots out a electric ball, kind of like Lincoln's fourth skill. Kind of like Lincoln's fourth skill, except it doesn't last as long, which is really nice. It looks like you can get multiple hits in here. It should hopefully kind of guard break the enemy. So that would be nice for something like Shadowland, but he has no iframe or protection on the skill for something like World Boss. Anyway, let's go ahead to the second skill. A little bit of a long animation on the second skill here, but he has multiple hits, which they look pretty cool. So he gets some pulse blasts there, pretty nice. Let's take a look at the third skill. So kind of just like a long wind up, and this is going to be the skill that gives him the guard hits. So he is going to be protected while doing this skill right here, which is nice. But it looks like, do the guard hits come after the skill finishes or right as he casts it? Yeah, see, it takes a little bit for the guard hits to kick in, so after a little slow-mo effect goes away, then he gets the guard. So you could probably get hit in this wind-up right here and maybe get knocked out of the skill and not even get the guard. But I'm not 100% on that. And now let's take a look at the fourth skill. Okay, so here we finally have an iframe. So that is nice, and it looks like he gets a wide AoE effect right there. So he's going to be hitting pretty much everything in the battlefield here. So that is nice. So he does have some form of protection here, or survivability in this fourth skill. Now let's take a look at the fifth skill. Yeah, the fifth skill is just a whole mess of missiles going on there and just pretty much hits everything again on the screen. But there is no iframe. He does have some movement, so you can maybe time the skill to get out of the way of the enemy's attack, but besides that, he doesn't have much protection there. So overall, I really like the looks of the uniform in terms of like the animations and the skills themselves, but I don't think he's getting enough survivability out of this uniform. He does get 15% damage reduction, but he has the guard against hits right here, and then he has this iframe, so you're pretty much gonna have to rely on the fourth and third skill and kind of just time those to when you're gonna get attacked, or try to keep them kind of use one and then wait and use the other when one is finished kind of scenario. So you probably want to do something like get your guard right here, and then you might want to cancel into the fifth skill, and then you can end with the fourth skill if you see the enemy's about to wind up with an attack to try to protect yourself, basically. And these skills right here, let's see, can you cancel? So you can cancel that and still get the effect, so you just gotta wait till he casts the ball there. But anyway, overall, I'm not super impressed with Punisher's new uniform here. I think it's going to be really good for like Shadowland and stuff, but I don't think he's going to do too well in World Boss. I think you're still going to have to really know the World Boss's rotations and just time the skills to keep him alive. And for PvP, depending on if he's able to guard break really well, he could be pretty good in PvP, especially with a guard break immunity, obelisk, and an invincibility, because it looks like he's going to be able to hit any of the enemies on the field. So for Conquest, he should be able to hit like everyone. So he could be good in Conquest. But like I said, just for the fact that this is a premium uniform and it's costing you 1,050 crystals, I don't really see that kind of value here. I would be more inclined to have this one at 750 crystals as well. So that's just me. I'm not super impressed with the uniform, so personally I'm not going to get this uniform. I'm kind of just content with his Netflix uniform for right now. It does get the job done for when I want to use him in Shadowland, but it doesn't do too much if I want to use him in PvP, so I could see this uniform being a little bit better for a PvP type option if you give him, like I said, guard break and maybe invincibility. But that's just my thoughts on the new uniform here. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it helped in deciding if you wanted to pick up this uniform for yourself. And of course I will. Catch you in the next one.